I've been avoiding filming this video the last several days, so I'm just gonna word vomit my thoughts to get it out there. Over the last 2 years, I have weighed the most I've ever weighed in my life. And I have so many feelings about this, ranging from embarrassment to shame to frustration, and then I feel shame for feeling those things because there's the whole body positivity movement, all of that. But then also there's the part where in my 20s I went through a toxic relationship I was in for a long time, which put me through a lot of anxiety and stress, which led to me gaining weight back then. I gained 30 pounds back then, and I weigh more than that now. But on my YouTube, I documented my weight loss journey and people followed along. Those videos got tons of views and attention, and I was at a really healthy space in my body for a long time. But then a few years ago, I went through another big heartbreak and a lot of things happened, and it put me into another serious round of anxiety and depression and stress. I've noticed that when I get into stress, my body puts on weight. And I don't even necessarily eat horribly. I definitely wasn't eating the most clean, but I've never had like a binge eating problem or anything like that. I do like sweets. Being next door to my parents, I eat a lot of what they make, and they make a lot of carby things. That's not even the point. The point is, what I've realized about my body is if I'm in long periods of anxiety, which I was, my body just stores weight like crazy. And it happened quickly for me over the last couple of years. About a year and a half ago was when I had gained 20 pounds, and I was feeling really stressed and uncomfortable in my body at that point because it happened really quickly. And about 6 months later, I got on the scale again, and I was up to the 30-pound mark at over 160 pounds. I'm 5'4", and as I'm saying this, and so many of my internal dialogue for not sharing this is because I know it sounds really shallow, because there are people of all different shapes and sizes and people who are confident in all different shapes and sizes, and I do not want to make anyone feel like they shouldn't feel good about themselves, but I have not been feeling good in my skin. I have not felt comfortable. It's like I've lost all of my flexibility, which has always been a big part of me. I don't fit into any of my clothes. I literally wear long sleeve shirts or baggy clothes and sweats all the time because I just don't fit into my clothes, and I do not plan on staying like this. Like, I want to be fit and healthy, and I want to be comfortable in my skin. And yes, love yourself, love your body. It's not even about that. It's just, I know that this happened from prolonged periods of stress. I even saw a holistic doctor. They tested my hormones. They were all out of whack. And they said everything that was going on in my body and the weight gain, everything was stress related. So for me, I don't think gaining this is a quote unquote good thing because it was the results of high levels of stress. I felt sad about it for a long time, and I felt ashamed, and it's kind of turned me into an introvert temporarily, because I don't feel confident. Like, for the longest time, I've even felt uncomfortable going to the grocery store because I don't want to run into people I know, because I don't feel my best, because I don't want to be seen. And I feel like it's also affected me showing up here. It's just like I haven't wanted to be perceived or seen in any way. And I feel like my body does this or did this almost like a protection mechanism, because after I went through that heartbreak, I closed off and I didn't want to be close to anyone. I wanted to have a shield up and keep people away. And it's like subconsciously I know that if I feel uncomfortable in my skin, I'm not going to want to be around people. And so then the body reacts to that. And that is what has played out. I was really emotional and uncomfortable and upset about this, and I shared about it on my Instagram in the summer. It feels like I've just let myself down in a lot of ways, and it's not about gaining weight. The sadness happened and the burnout happened, and on top of that, after that, the weight came. I wasn't sad because I gained weight. It was just like another thing on top of everything. It feels embarrassing. But I'm not necessarily feeling like that anymore. I've gotten to the point where I feel like a loving, strict parent where I'm just like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. We're getting motivated. We're making a change. We're taking care of ourselves. I will say, I have been working out relatively consistently for the last year-ish. Not as consistent as I could. And I've gotten stronger. I've gotten a lot stronger. Like when I first got my Lululemon mirror, my heavy weights were 15 pounds, and now my mediums are like 20 to 22, 25. So I've gotten stronger, and that feels good, but it's also frustrating because physically things haven't changed all that much. And I don't know if I will or I won't share videos or photos of what I'm looking like now. That feels like a stretch. That does not feel comfortable. And I really think that it's awesome when I see people of all shapes and sizes show up confidently, but I don't feel confident right now physically. And I know so many people say things like, well, you're not a teenager or in your 20s anymore, so you shouldn't expect to be 120 pounds. But I was a few years ago. But I will say, before I got to the weight that I am right now, which I got upwards of 160 pounds, I think almost all the way to like 163, 165. Right now in this moment, I'm 157. That is still a lot more than I was a couple of years ago, which was 125 to 130. And my goal is to get back down there and to feel like myself again, because I feel my best when I'm taking care of my body, when I can move freely like I've always been able to do. And I'm not listening to people say that, well, when you get in your 30s, that just goes away and everything changes, yada, yada, yada. You see stories and videos before AI, by the way, of elderly people in their 70s and 80s who are still fit and mobile and are strong, and I want to be able to be like that. I don't want to get old and have my body not work anymore. And that's the thing that I'm seeing with my parents. I saw it with my grandparents, now I'm seeing it with my parents. They didn't take care of their body. My dad just had a second knee replacement surgery. My grandpa was in constant pain and lived most of his life sitting in a chair the last few years of his life. My mom's constantly in pain. Like, I want to take care of my body and be strong for as long as possible. Yes, enjoy and indulge and experience life, but part of what I want to experience life as is the most strong, fit, capable version of myself. And I've always naturally been flexible. Yes, there are people older than me who stay flexible, who can do a lot of things, and I am capable of that. So why should I just let it go and say that that was a thing of the past when I deeply desire that mobility for my body now, and I can have it now. So I'm not going to give up now. And again, I don't feel sad anymore. I'm just like, we're doing this. And it's not just a New Year's thing. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's New Year's, people are going to talk about losing weight. I've been feeling this way with this kind of drive since November, before the holidays. And it's like after all the holidays and the events and things settled down, that's when I'm like, I'm really full on focusing on this. I'm working out every day. My goal is weightlifting 4 days a week, hike 1 day a week, and then either have 2 days off or 1 day off and then 1 day like yoga or Pilates or something like that. And I have it on my calendar. I'm doing it. And this is the first time in my life where I'm actually paying attention to the amount of calories I'm eating. And I'm not calorie counting. I'm not obsessing over it. But I'm noticing, oh, this drink is like 200 to 300 calories, or this sauce, I don't really need that. I can substitute it for something else. And so I have been aiming to eat around 1,500 calories a day without like hardcore counting calories, just like noticing, oh, is this like something that's super processed and high calorie and high sugar, high fat? Oh, I'm not going to go for that. So I've been making smarter choices since January 1st, new year, new me, yada, yada, yada. But what I'm also trying to say is this does not feel like a new year motivation goal, because I did this before. I lost the weight before, and I had this same drive in me where I'm just like, I'm going to do this. It's not harsh, but it's more like we're done with what we were doing. We're doing something different now, and I feel happier and more productive and more motivated. I'm feeling that urge to show up again just because having these goals is starting to boost up my confidence, because I, again, was super anxious and depressed just recently in the past. And I did not want to be seen. I wouldn't shower for like a week sometimes, and I wouldn't brush my hair for days, sometimes for the whole week. And by the time I would shower, my hair not like gets knotted. Like I already showered today and I did my hair. It's already getting tangly. It gets tangly really easily. So I would get to the point where my hair would just be knotted, like dread, like it would take so long to comb through it just because it was so knotted. I would wear the same clothes for 3 days straight during that time. And I'm over all of that. Like, I'm like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not being stuck and sad and suffering. And I will say there's still like levels of anxiety that I can feel within myself, just lingering a little bit. But I was like full on weighted on my chest, anxiety, depression. And you know, again, I'm just like, nope, we're getting up, we're doing this, we're showing up, we're using our voice. Because also when I wasn't using my voice, I just kept everything in. And then I also have ADHD, so many negative thoughts all in my head, and not taking care of myself was not a good thing. And so I'm just over it. And I felt, again, uncomfortable to share this because there was so much shame in getting into like that depression and feeling like I let myself go. But I know that when I share my goals, that's what holds me accountable. And also, that's when they happen. That's when they come to fruition. So this is me letting you know that one of my main focuses this year is on my health. And I'm going to claim this is going to be the fittest year of my life. That is the goal. We're getting strong. I'm already strong, but we're getting fit and confident. As the kids say, we're having a glow up. Again, no matter what you weigh or what you look like, if you feel comfortable in your skin and you feel acceptance and love, that is amazing. I'm very happy for you. Don't change, like do what you want. But for me, this is what I want. I never look at someone who is a different shape, size, or different in any way and think that is wrong or that is bad. I think I'm so impressed by them. I'm so impressed that they embrace their life in whatever way they want to experience it. But this is what I want to experience for myself right now. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments, how are you feeling? Are you in a similar spot that I'm in where you're just like, no, I want to get fit? Are you in a space where you're like, I really genuinely just have so much self-love for myself and my body? Are you on the other side of your fitness or health journey and you have some tips for me? Because if you do, let me know those. Hit me up in the comments. Let's chat down below. But yeah, this is me holding myself accountable by announcing it to the internet. And if you want to see more about my health fitness journey, I definitely want to share more. This is and will forever be a variety channel. I share a lot of things, but I will be focusing a lot more on health, productivity, growth, goals, manifestation. I live in a tiny house, if you didn't know. I have a lot of cats. I have a lot of things to share in my life, but I will be sharing more about what's working on this fitness journey because there are things that are already starting to work and to stick. If you're still here watching, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you stuck around for the whole thing. And again, please say hi down in the comments because I love interacting down there. Shout out to myself for actually filming this and getting it done. Yay. And I will see you soon with a new video, probably about my fitness journey because that's my focus right now. All right. Goodbye.